Hello Arneth, welcome to your reading. Let's get straight into it. From the House of Night, you've pulled the card of Invisible. It's some tough energy here because what I feel around this is your energy. Feeling that your opinion or what you want doesn't matter to others is how I'm seeing this for you. From the Oracle of Shadow and Light, you've pulled Snow Angel. This speaks about signs. And it speaks about ignoring signs. What I get for this is, for you, an inner narrative. An inner narrative of feeling invisible, of feeling less than in some way, feeling, really I get a sense around you of, and it's understandable with what you've been through. I can feel this around you. A sense of diminished hope and listening to an inner narrative of negativity when it comes to the future. But I do feel that you're being shown positive signs. And the message I get with this one is not to ignore those positive signs. Not to focus on negativity and the negativity of the past. Instead, recognizing signs of growth, signs of positivity that you may be being shown here, Arneth. From the angels, you've pulled Heart Chakra, so of course it speaks about messages of love, messages of the heart, and it not only speaks about your marriage here, but also loved ones in general. It's important to you to be noticed. It's important for you to feel loved at this particular time. From Ganesha, you've pulled the card of Courage as your overall energy. Now, I feel that this is very important for you because what I get with this is that the word courage is actually from a French word which means heart. And you'll see the lion here, it's very much connected. Courage comes from the heart. And I feel for you, you're having to be extremely strong right now and show the warmth of your open heart. Still, even after going through these trials. What I see with this is it's not only about inner strength or being guided by love. With this, I feel it's also a sign of being able to thrive through showing courage. And it's thriving with like-minded individuals. So I feel that this represents your bravery when it comes to starting over here. With this, I get a necessary energy of promising great success, but this great success is calling on you to trust that fearless part of your being. Your own inner strength, your own inner lion. It's moving forward valiantly with boldness and harnessing that great courage, that inner strength within yourself. And that's where you'll be successful. Now, from Wisdom of the Oracle, you've pulled Unfinished Symphony. Now, this one, of course, speaks about the need for closure. It does speak of unfinished business or an incomplete lesson. With this one, I get that moving on is difficult, especially when love lingers. Things have been left unsaid. You haven't had the opportunity for closure, Arneth. Closure in your heart. And there's still a feeling here of being bound to this relationship because closure has been denied you. And it's important to achieve that closure. And whether that means writing that letter, making that call, or having a conversation face to face, for peace of mind, accept matters as they are. Make amends if need be, and declare your feelings. Be clear about what has been left unresolved. And I feel that this is with your husband here. Be clear on what has been unresolved so that you can get this closure. I feel it's important for you so that you can close that door, set yourself free, and only then can you find new love. Your heart will be more open because you won't be so focused on something that has been left unfinished. Now from Quan Yin you have Dance of the Butterfly Queen. What I get for you is it is around closure. With this one, it's about letting the heaviness of the situation go. The heaviness that is going on and has been going on with you here. Find a lighter energy, allowing your heart to become lighter, like the butterfly. I also see it as healing, metamorphosis, transition, and change. When you think of the caterpillar becoming the butterfly and becoming lighter, lightening your load, and I feel it has a lot to do with what has been left unsaid here with your husband. Now I will leave these as the overall energy. I'm going to leave Dance of the Butterfly Queen and Courage, and I'll put the rest to the side here. Now with you are Arneth a Capricorn, and Capricorn right now, Saturn, which is the taskmaster planet, is going through the transit with Capricorn. So this is bringing on a lot of painful endings. And it's one of the reasons why you've been going through so much tower moments, so many tower moments. It won't last forever. And I know this because Saturn just went through my sign for the last 2 years before it went into Capricorn. And it was an enormously difficult time for me. I'm still feeling some of the after effects of that. But once you come out of it, you will be completely changed. For the better, I feel. Even though as you're going through it, it's tough. Extraordinarily tough. So I want to, I'm going to do a few different spreads here, but I wanted to first, let's get some energy from your husband here, Jimmy. I want to get this Libran's energy, Jimmy. So I'm going to meditate on Jimmy for a while, and I will be right back. Okay, Arneth, I've meditated on his energy for quite a while, so I'm going to cut the cards, and let's focus in on Jimmy and what his energy is right now, what he is currently bringing to the table when it comes to you, his flaw, how he feels about you, Arneth, how you feel about him, the strengths between you, the weakness around this relationship, the potential for continued relationship crossed by any roadblock to that. And let's have a look at the outcome, potential outcome there. Let's have a look at his energy. The Hangman in reverse. It speaks about someone who's in a transitional phase. I feel around this man, it's an energy of feeling like he is stuck. There's a stagnant energy with this man. We'll find out some more information. What he brings to the table when it comes to you is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So of course this is speaking about the lack of stability currently. You saw this man as the future, as a lasting commitment. This was your stability, your grounding, And what he's bringing to the table right now is insecurity, especially when it comes to the financial situation. Now, when it comes to his flaw, we have the Hermit. So for him, I get the need around this man for more self-reflection, gaining more knowledge. Around him, what I get around him is that is a stagnant energy, but it's not, it's more about him. I don't feel like it's just one aspect of his life. I feel it's everything in his life. He's looking to make changes, but at the present time I feel he is lacking direction, not sure which way to go, and so he's just keeping himself kind of stuck in this energy. And it's because he hasn't really done any reflection here. For him, there's really not a lot of understanding within himself of why he is going through this transition or why he is making changes in his life. Now, how he feels about you, we have the Queen of Swords. So with this one, the energy that I get around this is that he does see you going through pain, disappointment, but he also sees you coming out the other side wiser. He feels like you are able to handle this. If this was in the reverse, he would see you as someone who was becoming overly emotional or not being able to cope with the changes. But he does see you here as someone who is able to cope, a very strong individual, using your intellect over your emotion, common sense, wiser than him, certainly. Now, how you're viewing him is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So Arneth, you are seeing that this man has taken away your future stability. You wanted long-term commitment with this man. Stability, security, it has a lot to do with being grounded, practical things, family resources. The strength between you both is the Nine of Wands in reverse. Now with this one, there is an energy here of cutting your losses. It's after a period of struggling, trying to overcome obstacles. You've been through that, I feel, already. You've already gone through that process of trying to fix things, trying to work things out with this man. Now I feel like there's an energy of surrendering. Surrendering to what's happened, surrendering to what's going on with this man. Realizing that it's not something that you can help this man with. It's something he's going to have to work out on his own. He's going to have to work out what he wants on his own. It's a very solitary energy around this man. I feel like he has to take this time away here to gain greater knowledge about himself, and it's cliched, but it's that energy I'm picking up around him. And for you, the energy is surrendering to this and releasing it. The weakness, of course, is this man leaving, taking that leap of faith. I get an energy here of a man who is trying to possibly hold on to his youth or regain some kind of vitality in his life that he has felt, because I get around him a stagnant energy. He has for quite some time, I feel, wanted to take some action to get that youthful feeling back, to I get this as someone who's willing to take a risk, and they're stepping out here without a whole lot of thought when it comes to consequences. It's blind faith, trusting that things are going to work out. I feel that this is him. Now with the potential, we have the Ace of Cups. The roadblock is the Ace of Wands in reverse. So there is love between you two. The love is there, but the problem is that this man wants to get that kind of passionate energy back. Is what that is signifying. I feel like it's dwindled, but it's of course not going to be the same as something brand new when you've been in a relationship a long time. But I feel that this is what this man is seeking, this new passion, this new vitality. He wants to get that youthful feeling back. And unfortunately, he feels that he needs to go somewhere else to do this. Okay, let's look at the potential outcome, and we have the Eight of Cups. So it is, of course, leaving this behind. And it's both of you. He has already done that, of course, but I also see the both of you leaving this behind, going on to more emotional fulfillment. You'll notice that these cups with this card are all standing. So it signifies leaving something behind that isn't actually broken, because I do see love here. The problem is, for this man, he feels that it's time. It's time to take this risk, to be on his own, away from the family. He doesn't seem to be someone here who wants to focus on family life anymore, unfortunately. That's what I'm picking up here, Arneth. So I want to get a clarifier here on that Eight of Cups, because I feel like everything else is fairly clear. Let's have a look here. We've got the Empress. Is walking away from the family life, from his spouse, from you. So I do feel that this signifies you. Even though there's still love there, this man wants to get his youth back, his vitality. It's very clear. And unfortunately, with this kind of energy, Arneth, you can't do anything about it. You can't change this man's mind. He feels like he needs to be on his own here. He's off doing his own thing, and really you just have to leave it at that. And for you, I get the need to refocus away from this man. Get that closure. Anything that you feel is unresolved when it comes to this man leaving you, I feel like you two need to have an honest conversation, as per that Unfinished Symphony card. Let me get a clarifier on Unfinished Symphony. Please give me clarification. What does Arneth need to do regarding this unfinished business? Queen of Cups. Yeah. Well, you know, you still have strong emotion between you two. But I also see you as someone who is not only showing enormous amounts of love, compassion for the family. I also see you as someone who is highly intuitive as well. I get the Queen of Cups here as someone who is able to create, to bring about what you want. And it's through your enormous strength, an open heart. And remember, heart and cups are all about emotion, and heart is courage. and you're in the upright here, and it's showing me that you have very strong courage through this ordeal. I want to get one more card on Unfinished Symphony. Please clarify Unfinished Symphony for Arneth. Please clarify Unfinished Symphony for Arneth. What's the message for Arneth? Yeah. It's releasing any restriction, anything that you're feeling tied to, restricted by. I feel also, of course, this man wanted his freedom as well. So it's getting closure about, I feel this man wanting to release himself from the marriage, but it's also more importantly about you getting this closure so you can release the negativity or any kind of inside track, or what I mean by that is any kind of inner narrative that you may be telling yourself that is restricting you at this particular time. I feel it has a lot to do with getting complete closure when it comes to why this has happened, because I don't actually feel it has anything to do with you. I still see that there's love around you with this man. It's him wanting to regain this vitality, this passion back in his life, and that's why he's moving on from you here. So we'll leave Jimmy here, because I think at the present time he's going through this, and unfortunately that does mean that you're going to have to move on from him at the present time. Now, the next reading I want to do is focusing in on your job, so I will be right back. Okay, so I'm finishing off meditating here about your new job here. So I want to get some information. Let's cut the cards for your new job, and we'll focus in on, I'll put these cards up here so we have some more space. Let's focus in on the best benefit for you around this job, the biggest downside about this job, what you will love about this job, what you won't love about this job, what you'll appreciate about the boss, what you'll find most challenging about the boss, what you'll like about the co-workers, what will challenge you about the co-workers, what you need to know about this job, and we'll leave it at that. I think that's the majority of the questions. So let's look at the benefit for you here. Okay, Arneth, it's allowing it's an opportunity to get back on your feet when it comes to finances, to get a better balance, to balance your checkbook here, balance your budget. Let's see the downside. The Hangman in reverse. So again, I get stuck. There may be a tendency with you to want to cling on to what has happened in the past with the previous job and the type of job that you had. I feel that this job may not be quite as, I want to say, it may be a little bit lower than your previous job. It could be money, but it doesn't have to be. It's more about holding on to what you had previously. I feel it's perhaps an attachment to your previous job. Now, let's have a look and see what you'll love about this job. The Ace of Wands. So it may give you a greater chance here to use your creativity. It is, of course, starting over, getting that new start. Again, I get vitality and creativity, starting fresh, getting that spark back, because it's new. It's something brand new. It's breathing new life into you. Now, what you won't like about this job, the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, there may be an energy here of a workplace that may not conform to what you're used to. There's a little bit of rule breaking here. There's an energy of something that is different. And different doesn't always mean bad, but it's different than the previous workplace. The way that they do things is different. Their setup is different. It's not quite as structured. Not quite as structured as your previous workplace. Let's have a look and see what you'll appreciate about the boss. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay, well, there's dedication. This boss, this new boss, is dedicated to their tasks here. They appear to be hardworking. They're willing to put in the hours here. What you won't like about this boss. Three of Cups. Okay, well, I get that there may be a bit of a playful energy in this new workplace. And it may be quite different to what you've experienced before. It's a social element around this workplace. Let's see what you'll like about the co-workers. Nine of Cups in reverse. So I feel around this, again, I get a sense of playfulness. I get playfulness around these people. I see this as a card of people who like to, well, they may like to indulge a bit, but I feel like you're going to like that about these particular people. Now, what will challenge you about the co-workers? The Star. That to me speaks about healing. So what you may find challenging is that they may not cut you much slack in terms of healing from what's been going on in your life. There's a playful energy here. They may be a bit people who perhaps like to what I get around these people is an energy of focusing on the fun things. They appear to be very positive people. But for you, because you're coming out of such a hard time here, struggle, you're going to find it a little bit of a challenge to fit in, because you're coming through this healing period. But they may expect you to be very like them straight away. Now, what you need to know about this job, the Seven of Wands in reverse. So again, I get this sense of needing to, you're not going to be in a position here when it comes to standing up for yourself or standing up for your beliefs. Because you're the new person, I feel you're going to have to drop your guard here, and I get it as an energy of needing to go with the flow. Let's get another card on what you need to know about this job. Can we clarify the Seven of Wands in reverse as what Arneth needs to know about this job? Let's clarify the Seven of Wands in reverse as what Arneth needs to know. Let's have a look. Okay, we've got the Three of Wands and Judgment. So I do see this as, if you open up to this and you're not too closed off to the idea, I feel like there's a real opportunity here for you to grow within this arrangement. It seems to be less structured. And that may actually be good for you, what I get in the long run. Good for your future success. It's all about you looking to the future here with courage, with boldness and confidence. And with judgment, Arneth, I feel I get a sense of almost karmic energy. I get this as karmic. Often the judgment card will be a card of karma in certain decks, and this is how I'm feeling with this one. It allows you an opportunity to let go of things that are no longer of benefit to you, which I feel is the more structured kind of things, like your previous job, your marriage, and instead leaving that behind and making very good judgments in what you're going to take forward with you into the next phase of your life, which I feel the focus is more on you growing as a person and letting down your guard. Not being guarded around this new group, although they might be quite different to what you've experienced before, is what I'm picking up. But I see good opportunity here for you to get back on your feet, as long as you let go of any kind of attachment to the how things worked in your prior job, is what I'm picking up. So I will be right back with the next spread. Okay, Arneth, I'm going to do a quick spread here. This is on what you should do next kind of energy, where you're going next. But to do that, we first have to start with the past. So the first 3 cards will signify what you've been dealing with in the past. This is what you're dealing with now or just recently. This is what you're dealing with, or what's going to happen in the future. This is the outcome when it comes to the past energy. This is the outcome when it comes to the current energy. And this is the outcome of the future energy. So let's have a quick look in the past. The Page of Cups in reverse, the 9 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups in reverse. So you've been trying to stick it out here in the marriage with someone who's currently showing a lot of immaturity, very ego-driven, someone who is looking for that attention. There's a lot of vanity with this card, and I feel that for you've wanted to hold on to this, to stick it out, to overcome the struggles here and make things better. Now the outcome here is the King of Swords in reverse, which is that Libran man. This signifies Jimmy as an air sign. He's coming up in here in the reverse, which tells me that he hasn't been entirely truthful to you when it comes to what he's been doing and his motives here. Now let's have a look at the current energy. You've got the 4 of Swords in reverse, the 2 of Wands, and the King of Wands. Okay, now I get an energy here of someone making a choice, taking action on that choice, and clarity around this. I feel there is, with this 4 of Swords in reverse, what I get with this is that it's healing energy. Let's look at the outcome. Okay, you've got the Devil. I feel again that this is Jimmy. What I pick up with this is, for you're currently healing from a relationship that had become toxic. Does speak about unhealthy behaviors and unhealthy attachments. But I do see you recovering from this. And I will get some clarifiers here, but first I want to have a quick look in the future. What's coming up in the future for you? We've got the Page of Wands, the Four of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so for you, it's really about things improving, conditions improving here, coming out of a period of struggle, coming out of adversity, hardship, a time when things have not been certain for you. There's been a lack of security, and having that the benefit of something secure, and I feel this signifies the marriage. But I see you going ahead here with this new start, with enthusiasm to succeed, to get yourself out of this feeling that you're lacking in some way, emotionally and financially. And the outcome here is the Two of Cups in reverse, so it does signify the breakup here of the marriage. I want to get some clarifiers. Let's start with the Devil down here. Okay, the Three of Cups. Okay, I feel like this man has some kind of, he's showing some kind of unhealthy behavior down here. Perhaps could be drinking, or could even be females as well. There's overindulgence with these cards. And we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So I feel that this is about this man. He seems to be doing this to get himself out of a funk. What I get around Jimmy is that he's in this funk. He's unhappy with his life. He's dissatisfied with how things are going in his life. It's kind of that, I feel around this man a bit of a life crisis. And for him, I get that he may be not telling you the truth about some unhealthy behaviors that he's doing. Unfortunately, that's what I'm picking up there, but it's only because he's feeling down himself. I don't think it has anything to do with you. I feel it's more about him feeling dissatisfied with himself, and he wants to get himself out of this funk. Let's have a look, and let's clarify that Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, we've got the King of Cups in reverse, which I get as Jimmy. He's coming up in the reverse both times, so there is around him someone who is not acting his age. There's at the present time, he's not showing maturity, responsibility, logic, dependability. There's an emotional imbalance, and someone who is not focused on family life at present. Let's get another card. We also have the Tower. So I feel for you this is something that had to happen. It's recognizing that this had to happen, this Tower event, this change, this sudden collapse of the marriage, so that things can get better for you. That's the epiphany I see you having in the future. I see the Tower and the Five of Pentacles in reverse there as very positive cards for you. It's going through this enormous amount of change right now so that things can be a lot better for you on the other side of this transition. And I want to get one more card here. And with the Two of Swords and the Two of Cups in reverse, I feel for you it's taking off the blinders here and seeing things for what they are in terms of the breakdown of this marriage, the separation. It's for you really all about getting that mental clarity. So yeah, it's really about you recognizing that this is in the future. At the present time, you're not seeing it that way, and understandably so. But in the future, I see you recognizing that you had to go through this in order to come out the other side much stronger and having a lot more fulfillment emotionally as well, and in the next phase of your life. So I'm going to come right back and do another spread for you. So next I'm going to do the 12 houses of the zodiac spread for you, Arneth, and this will be a really good indicator for what's coming up for you in the future. The first card signifies your self-image, your personality. The second card signifies your value systems and material resources. Third card symbolizes your siblings and communication. The fourth card signifies the rest of your family, parents, home, family. Fifth card is all about creativity here, affairs of the heart, fun, children. The next card signifies work responsibilities, health. Next card signifies sex, shared money, that kind of thing. The next one is all about travel, higher education, spiritual connections. Next card is your public image, vocation, ambitions, friends, hopes, goals, and wishes. And this next card signifies your inner self, your dreams, secrets, the past. So let's see where we go with this. I want to start with card number 1 here for you, which is all about your self-image, your personality. Okay, the 4 of Swords. So right now you're seeing yourself as needing to take a break here to heal from all of what's happened. And that's not a surprise to me at all. It's about regaining your clarity, regaining your health, trying to feel better physically and mentally, I feel. Now, when it comes to your value systems, your material resources, you value love. You value that deep connection, that soulmate partnership. You also value love between family members. It doesn't just mean your significant other or the search for a significant other. The value here is to do with showing love, with finding that balance, that harmony within your life. Now, when it comes to your communication or siblings, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Now, I feel that this is more about communication, and I feel that it's in regard to your husband here. When it comes to broken promises, the taking back of an offer, and I feel that this signifies someone who is not following through on a promise at the present time, and I feel that this is Jimmy here. Now, when it comes to your home, your family, okay, we have him showing up again. So I feel he's showing up a lot in your spread here. And I really didn't want him to show up on this one again, but here he is. So it's speaking to me that he is primarily the person that is on your mind right now. And what this is telling me here for you, Arneth, is that he will continue to show up in your spread and until you fully release, or until you get closure around this broken promise from this man. I really feel it has to do with that unfinished business, that unfinished symphony card. That's why he's showing up here again. I was hoping to get something to do with the rest of your family here, but here he is again. Okay, when it comes to, yeah, we've got the Star in reverse. This is all about your creativity, affairs of the heart, fun, children. You're losing hope. You may be thinking pessimistically around your future here is what I'm getting. You're finding it difficult to look at the bright side of life, and is it any wonder? Is it any wonder? I mean, you're trying to heal from death here, from the end of a marriage, from the job. It's a lot. And so the energy here is going to take some time to clear up. Now, when it comes to your work here, your responsibilities, your health, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So right now you're not happy with how things are working out. There's a sense of dissatisfaction with how things have gone for you. And for you, I also get a sense of, I picked this up as really knowing that you need to make the change, but it's hard for you to pluck up the determination that it's going to take to start another job. It's a challenge, definitely a challenge here, but I feel for you it's really about, and it's so difficult to do for you because I see that the focus here a lot on is how things have not worked out for you in love. But I feel for you it's important to turn things around in terms of trying to think more positively when it comes to future outcomes, especially when it comes to your work. And for you, it's a loss of vitality, a loss of strength, health-wise, because of all of the struggles that you've been going through. Now, when it comes to your partnerships, we've got the World card. So this signifies the end of a cycle, the beginning of a new one. So it is about healing from endings. But the World as an ending is actually not that bad of a card, because it does signify, although it's an ending, to think of it more positively in terms of it's also a beginning. It's also a beginning. It's reaching the end of one stage of your journey here and starting another one, and looking more positively at this new journey. Now, when it comes to sex and all of that fun stuff, you've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. So at the present time, you just don't have the energy, and that's understandable too when it comes to getting the fun parts of love back into your life there. When it comes to travel, higher education, got the Ten of Wands. It's just too much burden right now. You're not willing to take on any more, and I feel that has to do with finding love again right now as well. I don't think that that's your focus, and I don't feel like it can be. It's just too much for you right now. There's something that has to give, and I feel it's this. It's finding love right now. I feel for you, love is not going to come in for you until you're feeling lighter of spirit. Right now, it would be too much of a struggle, too much hardship for you to take on one more thing. And unfortunately, it's the fun parts of life that you're having to give up right now, is what I'm picking up. Now, when it comes to your friends, your hopes, your public image here, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So they see that you're hardworking. They see you focused on achieving a goal here. Their vision of you is someone who is capable, trustworthy, very loyal individual, grounded, practical-minded, someone who makes good decisions and is willing to put in the hard work. Now, when it comes to your inner self, your dreams, secrets, past, the Seven of Cups, so there is, for you, although right now you're not able to take on more responsibility of finding a new love here or bringing about love into your life, there's no reason why you can't have the fantasy, why you can't fantasize, start daydreaming, thinking about the type of partner that you'd like to attract into your life. It's that law of attraction energy. There's no reason why you can't start looking at options here, fantasizing about options. But slowly. It's a slow process for you. You've been through so much here, Arneth, that what I'm getting for you is that the process can't be anything but slow and at your pace. Because if anything was to be rushed right now, it wouldn't be the right move for you. It would just be too much for you to handle. You'd find it difficult to cope. So it's finding love again slowly, starting with fantasizing, starting with daydreaming about potential partners, looking at your options, not settling, certainly not settling for one here. I get for you really, it's a slow, I see this as the journey. I see this as the journey all the way through this. It's starting with healing. It's starting with the need to rest, to heal your mind, body, and spirit. For you, I see you as someone who wants love back in their life. Right now, I get the focus is on this man and how he has not done the right thing, broken promises around this individual. I next see you finding it hard to think positively when it comes to future opportunities and being dissatisfied with how things have gone for you. I get you having to go through this life crisis as well because of what has happened that you haven't had any control over. You haven't had control over this man leaving. You haven't had any control over your mother. So I understand the pessimism. And no one expects you to what I get here is your friends, your family. No one expects you to jump right up here and say, oh, everything is fine. They know that you're going through a process. Part of it includes closure around this man. So you can get rid of this energy here, because I don't feel like anyone else can come in until this is gone. Regret, sadness, anger over this man not following through on his promise. But once there is closure here, which will help you heal, I do see that in the future you will be able to close out this cycle, begin this new phase of your life. And because it's in the upright here, I see success for you happening slowly. I just feel like you're not willing to take on anything else right now, and I get that. For you, it's really, and this is in relation to love. For you have to heal and release this man's energy before you can think about taking practical steps to finding new love in your life. It's really about a delay. a setback. I see it happening, but it's delayed because you're having to go through this process of metamorphosis, of transition here, getting back that lightness of spirit before you can take on a new love. But you're hardworking, you can do this. I see that. But just right now, when it comes to love and relationships, for you, it's about fantasizing about your options. And there's joy in that. There's joy in fantasizing about these options, I feel. So lots to think about there. It's really for you a process, a slow process of recovery and closing out the cycle with this Libran, with Jimmy here, before you can take on anything else. But in the meantime, have fun fantasizing about love. I see love in your future, certainly, but right now, no. Not in the present circumstances, but I think that this is the right way for you to do it, slowly. Because I feel for you, when you do take on new love here, it's from a place where you're more open. Open heart, remember? Open heart, courage. Heart, courage. Lightness of being. Until you start feeling that way, I feel like you should really just focus on looking at your options rather than taking any kind of steps towards new love. It's a process for you. Definitely a process. So I keep getting love messages. I'm hoping to get some messages here about your children. So let's see what kind of spread I can do here. I'm not exactly sure. We have your daughter Jessica and we have your son Benjamin. They're both in the service here, and your son is getting married. So I want to do a couple of quick spreads on them. I'll be right back. So I'm just meditating on your son here, Benjamin, right now, the Sagittarian. And I want to get some messages for him. I want to do a horseshoe spread here. Past, present, future. So let's have a look at Benjamin. Past, present, near future. Advice or best path to follow. What's happening around him. His hopes and dreams. Potential outcome. And what this reading is about. Hierophant. Okay, it is about commitment, marriage, following rules, traditions, structure. In the past, we have the Magician in reverse. So around this man, there may have been perhaps some self-doubt when it comes to making something work, bringing about goals. I feel it is about feeling like he could not get something started or was not ready to accomplish to accomplish that goal. The present energy is the Four of Cups in reverse. So this is some nice energy. It means that he's obviously more emotionally available here. And for him, there's more focus on the positivity instead of feeling that he's lacking or not able to achieve results. He's more confident in his abilities to make this work, to get this started. The future energy is the Knight of Pentacles, so I see him being very loyal, trustworthy, dependable, very much an energy here of a man who is focused on achieving career-wise as well. I see this as very much someone who is able to achieve success through hard work and dedication. Now his advice or best path to follow is the Seven of Cups. Now as the best path to follow here, it does speak about choosing the best option for him, and I will get a clarify on that one. What's happening around him is the Strength card. This may be a Leo individual, but it doesn't have to be. It's more about taming the inner beast, or it's about overcoming lack of confidence, anything that's inside us that is preventing us from creating the life that we really want. For him, it may have been perhaps some self-worth or a lack of confidence, but now I feel this is completely changed. I do feel an inner strength here. I do feel confidence in his abilities to be successful. Hopes and dreams, we've got Judgment, which is really nice. It does speak about leaving the past behind, learning from past mistakes. It's that moment where you are ready to go on to the next phase of your life, and you're cutting out anything that doesn't work for you anymore, and instead you've really made a firm decision, a good decision, about what you want to take with you in the next phase of your life. Let's have a look at the potential outcome here. And he has the Six of Pentacles, so this is a good indication of an equal partnership, finding that balance. I really feel with this one, it's about cooperation, partnership, of course, and getting out of this in terms of I feel it's support. I feel that there's support here. There's caring, there's generosity. So I do see this as prosperous. I will get another clarify on that in a moment, but first I want to clarify this Seven of Cups. Okay, the Five of Wands in reverse. So as his best path to follow here, there may have been some internal struggle here about whether or not he was making the right choice. For me, this is speaking that he needs to open his eyes here and really understand that the best option is before him. I feel like this person is the right person for him, but he just needs to take out any feelings of self-doubt, any inner conflict about whether or not he's making the right choice, because I feel he is. Because I do see that there's support from this person. There is equality, balance. It's not a one-sided kind of energy here. So I feel like this is going to be a good thing. I want to get a card on that Six of Pentacles as the outcome for Benjamin. What is the Six of Pentacles as the outcome for Benjamin? We've got the Eight of Cups. So I feel like this is walking away from, again, I get it's very similar to that Judgment card, walking away from a belief or old ways of doing things, and instead moving on to something that is more fulfilling, that's more equal. So it may have been that Benjamin in the past may have had a relationship that was not was not serving him. He may have found it hard to let go of. But I feel for him that there has been some indecision, some struggle about the best choice to make. But I get for him, it's very focused on practical things, whereas and things that are equal, instead of perhaps things that were not equal in the past. I want to get one more on the outcome here for Benjamin. Let's have a look. Yeah, the World. It's about completing out something, getting closure on something from the past that he's walking away from. I don't feel it's the person that he's marrying here. I feel that this is something else. It's getting closure on this so that he can go on to something that is going to be a lot more positive for him, that has potential to be successful, for potential to be fulfilling. It's that successful completion here after walking away from something that may have held him back here in the past, something he was not able to create. I want to get a card. What is this Magician in reverse? What is this Magician in reverse? What is the Magician in reverse? Nine of Wands. Yeah, it's an obstacle that he wanted to overcome in the past. May have had he may have been hurt by someone in the past, is what I'm picking up. A former love. So we'll leave that there, and we'll have a look at Jessica, who is a Aries, I believe. Yes, Aries. We'll have a look at Jessica. What are the messages for Jessica? For Arneth's daughter, Jessica. Let's have a look at Arneth's daughter, Jessica. Messages for Jessica. What are the messages for Jessica? What is happening with Jessica? What is happening for Jessica? Messages for Jessica. Happening for Jessica. This Aries. Messages for Jessica. This Aries. Okay, we'll do a quick spread on Jessica. There's Aries. Past, present, the near future, best path to follow, what's happening in the environment, hopes and fears, potential outcome, and what this reading is about. So let's have a look at the what this message is about. We have the Devil in reverse, so it is about releasing something that was unhealthy. May have been a relationship, a behavior of some kind. It could even signify the attachment to family, to it can, what I'm picking up here is this may signify the breakup between you and her father. Now in the past that we have the Hanged Man, so things have just been coasting along. Nothing has happened in the past. It's just been a period of waiting to see what happens. Currently though, with the Star, there's a lot more hope for healing regarding the future. A lot more positivity. In the near future we have the Lovers in reverse, so this is about a breakup. It's either a breakup for her, or this may actually be the breakup between you and Jimmy here. Now the best path to follow is the Ace of Wands in reverse. So this is an opportunity that should be missed. If this is a relationship that she is looking at here, where there's a very strong physical attraction, the best path to follow here is not to move forward with this. And if this signifies the you and Jimmy here, it's also suggesting that she not look at this restarting. Instead, it's something that should be let go of. Now, okay, in the environment we have the breakup here. So I feel that this is most likely you and Jimmy's relationship, because I feel for her, around this breakup of the family, this instability around the home environment between you and Jimmy, she's starting to see this on a more positive light. I think she's just been holding back here in the past, waiting to see what happens, but now she's starting to see this as a more positive thing, this liberation, this freedom, this separation. And I don't feel she's looking at it as bad as she originally might have. I see hope here, hope for the future, positivity. And we have the Nine of Swords as the fear. Now I actually feel that she's fearing that you're going to be. I feel this. She's feeling. If I can speak properly, I'm sorry. She is fearing that you are going to keep yourself in a place of sadness, despair, mourning the loss here of the marriage. This is her main concern. I feel it's you. It's your health, your mental health, the way you feel about yourself, the ability for you to get back on your feet is her main concern, I feel. Now the outcome here is the Two of Wands. So with this one, it is about looking towards future success. It's a gateway. It's a gateway card, and it's one of the few in the Wands. Most of the wand cards are not gateways, but this one is. It's stepping through the other side of this doorway, if you see this as a doorway, for greater success on the other side. And I feel like she's willing to help you through this. Let's get a card on that Two of Wands as the outcome. What is this Two of Wands as the outcome? I like the card. It does speak about optimism, achieving success. Page of Wands in reverse. And I want to get one more for the outcome. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So it's achieving success here after finding out some bad news. I think initially it was a bit difficult for her. She may have found it hard to cope with hearing this bad news, but I see her in the future thinking more optimistically about this and looking more towards the positive aspects of the breakup instead of focusing on the negative elements of it. So we'll leave that reading there. I feel like she's going to be eventually feeling more positive when it comes to you and Jimmy and how things are going to go for you in the future. Now let's get a Sacred Traveler Oracle for Arneth for the future. What is the message for Arneth when it comes to the future? What is the message for Arneth for the future? What is the message for Arneth for the future? It's an enormous amount of change for you to have to deal with at one time, and that's why I think for you it's about healing slowly, getting that closure from this man. Okay. Well, we have infinite abundance and great adventure. Okay, so this speaks about the need to take a risk to achieve abundance back into your life. I see success in the future. But for you, it's about really embodying the spirit of the Fool, because I feel like your husband here has embodied the spirit of the Fool, not in a good way, I might add, but for him he feels it is. But for you, you have to embody that same spirit, taking that risk, looking at the next step as a new adventure for you, getting that lightness of being back, showing that courage, that inner strength, that fortitude. And that's going to be the way for you to achieve success again in the next phase of your life. Now, when it comes to great adventure, I want to get the blessing for this one. It speaks about regretting things that you didn't do rather than the things that you did do. So it's all about taking risks. And not every risk enables success, but if you don't try, you'll never know. And by stepping out of your comfort zone, you'll discover new talents, new abilities. And for you, it's not about playing it safe. It's about life being a daring adventure. Exploration. It may even, if you can here, it may be just you taking a trip, if you can get away with that. If you can, and it doesn't mean you have to go very far away. It just could mean opening yourself up to new ways of going about your day, getting out of routine. Really, it's about going out on a limb, pushing yourself beyond your personal boundaries to get that infinite abundance, to get that fulfillment in your life. And I'll get an energy oracle for you as well here, Arneth. Message for Arneth, please, in the energy oracle for Arneth. Message for Arneth. We've got the first chakra, Archangel Michael. And one more, please, for Arneth. Message for Arneth. What is the message for Arneth? Message for Arneth. What is the message for Arneth? What is the message for Arneth? Victory, yeah. Yep, that's really good. I like that energy a lot. Let's first start with Archangel Michael here and the first chakra, which is all about stability, security. You'll see that it is the first chakra, which is located at the base of the spine. And this is the place where your sense of stability and security is stored. So when the card's upright, it reveals that your energy is needing to flow through these areas. So because you're having trouble right now feeling secure, I get the energy that this will resolve. It's going to resolve. It's bringing you strength, and I feel like you are capable of taking action, moving forward on your path, increasing the strength, increasing your courage, and I feel like this is going to lead to greater security in your life. So, although you've been facing some very significant challenges and very difficult emotions, I feel like in the recent past, the energy in your first chakra has been blocked due to all of these obstacles that have been thrown in your path. And this may have revealed fears about your safety, feelings of insecurity, or perhaps even depression. And it's that blocked energy. But I see victory here, and this is why I like these two cards together. It's victory over that block. It's victory over feeling insecure or worried about future stability. Because instability can shake us. So it's important to get that energy moving. With this one, as a mantra, it's about feeling strong, stable, safe, and secure. And with the victory card there, I see that in the future, that you are going to achieve that sense of success. You'll notice that with this one, there has the wreath there, which signifies success, achievement, and it being on its way, and having a sense of pride. And I feel the sense of pride will be you after going through these enormous struggles and coming out the other side. Achieving security for yourself. The achievement can be an inner challenge as well. Inner change. So for you, it's getting triumph over feeling insecurity or lacking stability. And I see that this is very much on the horizon in the future, that this success is coming to you. But first, it's this slow process of going through the transformation, the healing, getting closure over the marriage here, opening up your heart chakra in the future once this has resolved. For you, it's really about ignoring or looking more towards the positive things that are happening in your life instead of focusing on any kind of inner narrative that is focusing on pessimism or negativity. It's recognizing that there's still a lot to be thankful for, still a lot of good things in your life, and focusing on the positive things, that your new job, and really that's how I see it. Because with that card of invisible at the beginning there, I feel for you, it started with feeling invisible, but look where it ends. It ends as victory. So it's a process, and I wish you all the very best with this, Arneth, and I thank you very much for choosing me, and please let me know how things go for you. Bye for now.